I'm Amelie and welcome once again to my channel. Today I'm going to be watching Scumbag System episode 7 and only episode 7. That's right, there's not going to be a repeat from last week. Last week I was weak. This week I'm remaining strong and only watching one episode. I just don't want to binge this whole show. Like I wish, well, no, I think I have the feeling that if I was watching this on my own, without recording a reaction, I'll probably skip a lot of parts because I want to get to the end. I want to see what happened next. So I will skip a lot of parts that are important and then I will see what happens next, but I don't understand half of what's happened. So I like this way of doing it, but I've decided to savor it. I've decided that I was going to savor this show for as long as I can. So no more double episodes. I'm thinking about maybe the ending, if it has like a very cliffhanger, like, I don't know, maybe the last two I'll watch together, but we'll see with a cliffhanger. But other than that, I am determined not to watch any more of these episodes one after the other. So after I finish this episode, I'm just going to turn it off and that's it. So let's talk about what happens in the previous episodes. So in the previous episodes, we have like the end of the fight against the demons. And the last one to fight was, I don't remember. Did we get 2 fights in the last episode? I don't know. I already said I get very confused with these episodes. I don't remember what happened in what episode, if it was what happened last week or it happened the previous week. I don't know. So, we have the 3 battles against the demons. The first one was won by Shen Yuan. The second one was lost by this girl from I think it's the same sect, but within the sect, there are like different groups. And she was from one of these groups, and she was the sister of Liu Qingge, I think, and she is also in the other novel, in the original novel, she was one of Luo Binhe's wives, for what I understand. I think she and Shahualin and Ning Ning, which are the 3 that we have seen so far, those 3 are, you know, in the original novel, supposed to be Luo Binhe's wives. So she fights, she loses. The fight was absolutely ridiculous. There was no fighting. It was like, I don't know, gymnastics with dancing. It was weird. It was weird. Ming Fang explained what was the logic behind it. I think the logic behind it was just, nothing. It was not, let's not have 2 women fighting, so they are just going to dance around each other, I guess. Anyway, she loses, and then we have the fight with the last person who has to fight, and it has to be Luo Binhe. It has to be him, because otherwise the system is going to take 1,000 points from Shen Yuan, and if the system takes 1,000 points, then Shen Yuan is dead. So he has to make Luo Binhe's fight. And at first, Luo Binhe thought that his master was doing this on purpose, maybe to kill him or to, you know, damage him or hurt him. He started remembering all those moments that his master was cruel to him when he was with a shapeshifter, and the master told the shapeshifter to get Luo Binhe first, which we know is part of a plan, I guess, or something like that. But Luo Binhe doesn't know that. So he has that in mind and he's not doing very well. And suddenly, Shen Yuan just, from the sides, motivate him. She tells him like, you know, something like, I believe in you, or something like that. I don't remember the exact words. And that is a complete 180 from Luo Binhe. Like, Luo Binhe, he was a man before that, and he was a different man. What a man. He's a child. He was a child before that, and then he was a complete different child after being told that. Like, that gave him the confidence and the strength, and he was kicking ass. He kicked that huge demon's ass, and he walks his fight as well. Now, Shahualin, she was not happy with this. And I actually like Shahualin. I don't know. She seems a little bit like a bitch, but I enjoyed her. And she was not just willing to just let it go, to say, you know what, you won, let's go. No. She was going to cause more trouble. So, I don't know, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but at some point, this big guy that Luo Binhe fought, he had this poison that if you got poison with that, it killed you. And Shen Yuan got poisoned with that. So essentially he was screwed. I think in his case, it wasn't something that it killed him, at least not at that moment. But it definitely screwed his powers up, I guess. And Shaolin noticed and she said, oh, maybe this is my chance to beat these guys up. So she tried, but at this exact moment, Liu Qinghe appears with a huge sword. I mean, I'm not kidding. That sword was actually taller than he was. I would like to see a sword to Liu Qinghe comparison in terms of height, because that sword was huge. And I'm going to present that without any more comment, because I think you already know what I'm thinking with that sword. So Liu Qinghe saved the day. He just pushes the demons out. They all go away. Shaolin was already interested in Luo Binhe. She showed that, oh, this guy, there's something about him. So you can tell that there was some interest there, but she goes away. So for now, we don't have to worry about her. But Shen Yuan just, faints essentially because she was poisoned. And that's when the sect leader, whose name is Yue Qing something, Yue something, that is a sect leader. And then there was another, this, I don't know how they're called. I have to pay more attention to that because, again, you have this sect, and this sect is like divided in different groups, and each group seems to be led by a different person. Like Shen Qingqiu leads one, and then this Liu Qinghe leads another one, and there was another guy whose name I don't remember, who is like a doctor. And I think he was also like a leader or something. He gives him Shen Yuan some medicine, but he tells him this is some problem that you're going to have for the rest of your life, so you need to get some energy transfer and then take some medicine, but your chi is going to be unstable forever. Something like that. So the sect leader blames himself, the doctor blames himself. It's a whole pity party. Shen Yuan is just there, not knowing what to do with these two guys who are just desperate to blame each other. And Liu Qing is just there, sitting, drinking tea, not giving a shit. And he says, after they're gone, it's just Shen Yuan and him, and he says that he suspects that there's something about, Sheng Qingqiu. Like, he is completely different. That he actually at first suspected that he was like possessed or something, but he couldn't detect anything. But you can tell that he's still paying attention, that he doesn't trust him right away. But it was interesting that he did came from his aid. Like, he did help him, like, giving back the aid that Shen Yuan gave him in the caves. So it was nice of him. So, this happened, then, Luo Binhe comes, and it turns out that Luo Binhe is an excellent cook. And he can cook porridge? Was it porridge? I think it was. And he had been cooking porridge every 2 hours waiting for his master to wake up. So he brings him porridge. The porridge is delicious. He says, oh, then I'm going to cook for you from now on. And Shen Yuan is a little bit hesitant because that's the same thing. That's the same move that you pull on your wives in your harem. But then he accepted because apparently his cook was, his cooking abilities were pretty good. And then what happened? Oh, then we have the demon. Then Shen Yuan went to sleep, and he wake up, he was inside a dream, and apparently he was inside Luo Binhe's dream. And this was created by a demon, a sleep demon? No, was it dream demon? Something like that? I don't know, but they have trapped them in this dream world, I guess, and that's where we are right now, before we start this episode. So another thing before I start the episode, a lot of people didn't hesitate in telling me, as they should, that Plane, I think it's Plane in the Sky or something like that, is the name of the author of the original novel, which now makes it very funny that he was saying that, but I honestly didn't get it. And I went to the first episode because I honestly don't remember him saying the name of the author. I didn't remember at all. So I went to the first episode and to the introduction, not even the introduction. I went to the part where he's writing the comments after he tells the story of Luo Binhe. So I watched the part that he's just writing hate comments essentially. And that's where he mentions that Plane in the Sky is the author of the novel. So now we know. Now that is information that I have, and I found that hilarious. good of people to make it notice to me that who he was, because I was like, what is he talking about a plane? I kind of thought it was like a bad translation or something like that, like what's happening? So no, I'm glad that it actually something that makes sense and all of that. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking. Let's go to episode number 7 of Scumbag System. Let's see what happens in this dream universe, which kind of freaked me out the last time. It was kind of scary. You have all these people without faces, and then Luobingue saw one that had a face. I do not like that. But let's go to episode number 7 right now.